Welcome everyone to Carolina Wild Harvest. Today we are going to be taking you on a tour of the garden, our monthly tour. This is July 2021. We have a lot going on and we are excited to share it all with you guys. So let's get started.
Let's go.
In this bed we have a bunch of our corn, which is kind of nearing the end. This is the Golden Blanton corn. We've already harvested one, but definitely getting ready to harvest the rest of them. Make sure you check out our garden harvest videos. And we have a whole playlist of those. But anyway, we have a lot of beans going on within the corn. I think we have some dragon tongues right here. And then we have what we believe to be the sun-dry bean Messiah, maybe, potentially.
I think it's one of the other dry beans, but
they got a little mixed up.
Yeah.
And then we have some midget melons here in the corn, and then right here on the edge. And we even have a Jubilee bush watermelon starting to take off over here in the corn. And I think we have a little carrot right there at the beginning, and we do have a watermelon kind of at the beginning as well.
Some of the bush beans, the dragon tongues, and watermelon. Some of the corn starting to form here. And some radish we planted a week or so ago. That's the midget melon starting to flower. More dragon tongues, some cucumbers back there as well on our trellis here.
Oh, and we have the blue Hopi sunflower as well.
So we have some of our flowers here. This is one of the dahlias.
Mardi Gras dahlia.
Just starting to flower. And then some other flowers, some marigolds. I believe these are the ruby gem.
I think so. Glad.
Yeah.
No.
I think they're ruby gem. And then ageratum. Beautiful flowers. And some asters. They're coming to the end here. And then some herbs. So we've got basil and parsley. Basically lots of basil and parsley all through this section below the tomatoes. So
we got tons of tomatoes. These are mostly cherries. We have large red cherries. We have sunrise, pink and purple, bumblebee. Those are 3 different varieties. We have sun gold. We have yellow pear, strawberry, and I think a black cherry. And maybe that's it, but we have a ton of different ones in here.
We've been harvesting for the last few weeks.
In the next bed, we have more tomatoes. These are kind of our overflow tomatoes. We have some of the Matt's Wild cherries over here in a little square, and then the rest of them are kind of like whatever because I forgot to mark them. We do have a lot of green zebra tomatoes in there though, I do know that much. And then we have some random things. We got some bush basil down in there below the tomatoes. And then we have shiso kind of scattered everywhere, as well as lots of kale and Brussels sprouts are right there as well. And we even have a little pepper and some lettuce all the way over here at the end. And a nasturtium.
So in the next second row of beds here, following up from the last one, we've got some flax. So you can see this is still flowering. It's got some bluish purple flowers still going, but lots of seed heads. So we're going to harvest these for seeds. And then we recently planted out some millet. I believe this is the pearl millet. And then we've got chia. So the chia's done really well. It's basically as tall as me. Well, I'm pushing 6 feet here. And yeah, should be flowering soon. And we're going to be saving seeds from this.
And we have sad eggplants.
Yeah, these eggplants are the ones who have been struggling. You can see a bunch of the flea beetles on the leaves. So we should be putting diatomaceous earth, but we've kind of just not messed with it a lot.
And then, well, there's that's basil in between that too.
This is a turnip here, and then yeah, we've got some basil kind of interplanted here. And these are the Maasai bush beans with some other carrots over there. And some more carrots under here, below this massive broccoli. And there's a pepper, small pepper we overwintered. And then through here we've got some of our different bell peppers.
This is the red Marconi, and then we even have peppers on our lilac bell pepper back here. And I think those are the only two varieties we have in this section.
And some leeks back here. And we recently planted Egyptian spinach under here, under the peppers. So next row. So we've got some tomatoes on the end here.
Those are the strawberry tomatoes.
So strawberry tomatoes. Lots of production happening. And over here we've got a really sad Boston pickling cucumber. Alright, so this Boston pickling cucumber is really struggling through the heat and humidity, so it's got a few fruit on it. So we're going to help it out by taking this fruit off. I'm going to sample it, and let me see, do you want to try a bite too? Good. Look. And let's see, under the tomatoes, we do have another, I believe that's a Boston as well, cucumber. And then under the tomatoes, we have lots of the purple opal basil. Opal.
Yeah.
That looks really good. And then some beets.
Rainbow beets.
Rainbow beets we've been harvesting. Most of them are gone now. And then some kale. And a few different varieties of kale in this section.
Lacinato, I think the curly roja's in there.
Mm-hmm. Maybe even some red Russians. And then we have our awesome looking peanuts.
These bounce back real quick. They love to eat.
So you can see the little flowers here, and let's see if we can find some of the actual ones that are rooting. So peanuts are really cool how they produce. Oh, there's one. So you can see here, there's a little stem going from the stem. That is where the peanut will start. Right here. So a really luscious bed of peanuts. Then which beans are these? These are the
Vermont cranberry dry beans.
These are really pretty color. Got a broccoli that overwintered, still going. And then some of our muncher cucumbers, which are doing really well. Climbing this trellis. More munchers over here. Alright.
In this bed we've got Lacinato Kale as well as some of the curly roja down below.
I think we actually have one or two kohlrabi.
Oh, did it live?
Yeah, they
I
survived.
didn't even notice.
And yeah, we do have some, I can't remember which beans these are, but they're one of the long beans that are just starting here, so they'll take over when the cucumbers are finishing off.
And then lots of peppers. We have a mix of lilac bells, red marconis, shishitos, lunchbox peppers, think there's another variety in there too. We're really
Some
only, I think we're really only seeing peppers from the shishitos right now, right?
Yeah, most of the others are just starting to flower here. This is a bit of a shadier section, so they go a little bit slower. Lots of more shiso here that we harvest for the bunnies and the chickens. And then we planted some bok choy recently. And then more bok choy here. A random Lacinato Kale. Looking really good. Here's the shishitos that we've been harvesting lots from. They're going wild. Then we have my crazy section with some more. Do you remember what variety these are?
I think those either the. I think they look like the mini bells actually.
Yeah, they probably are. So some more peppers here, and then some chicory. So this is a relative of dandelion. We harvest this for salads and for rabbits. And then we have some Aunt Hetty's red okra. Looks like we got our first okra there actually. And then this section is some Egyptian walking onions and a bunch of plantains that we harvest the leaves from. Alright. So here we have the next bed below. Yeah, these are basically the perfect example of how our squash is done.
Yeah.
They have been absolutely destroyed.
It is not easy to do squash in this area.
No, we really struggle with pests. So we've got some more shiso and some sorrel. And then this is endive. So this is starting to form some heads. Make a nice little head of endive. And we've got some broccoli and cauliflower here. It's in the shade, so we mostly just harvest it for leaves. And some lettuce below. Some romaine, some leaf lettuce. Then we have our garbanzo beans, which I don't see any pod. Actually, there's one. So we had a few garbanzo beans form. Not looking too great though. There's some more. Then we have our beets.
Golden beets, early wonder beets, Egyptian flat, and cylindra or something like that.
Mm-hmm. And again, we're in the shade over here, so these do grow a lot slower. These have probably been in the ground, what, like 6 or 7 months already?
Since spring.
Yeah, but they probably only get like 4 hours of sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
There's a random tomato.
Of course.
Some dill, and then we like to let our wood sorrel go crazy. Harvest that for chickens every once in a while.
And the brassica section, which has gained things other than brassicas. We have some beans in here. These are the northern beans. I keep wanting to call them maybe beans.
Yeah.
Northern beans.
Got some almost ready.
That's good. And we have, I think, what's this, broccoli and cauliflower?
Yeah, I think most of these are broccolis and then 1 or 2 cauliflowers.
And then we have some Roma tomatoes. I'm so excited. Where's those little ones right here? I haven't grown Roma tomatoes in a long time. And we have 2 rows of 3 of those. And then, let's see, more
broccoli. Looks like this one's getting eaten on by a caterpillar.
See a carrot down there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have, what are they, the royal burgundy?
Burgundy, yeah.
Beans.
Bush beans. Harvested a good bit from those. Beautiful flowers. And some cabbages.
Red acre cabbage.
Red acre. And that's actually a
sprout.
Brussels sprout. And the Brussels sprouts are getting hit pretty bad with pests down here. Green cabbage. I believe that's a purple cauliflower. More cauliflowers and broccoli with some radish that's going and forming seeds. seed pods.
Speaking of radish, we have a little row of them right here. I'm pretty sure this is turnips though, but...
And then we've got more basil under our tomatoes.
These are the Sunrise Bumblebee tomatoes.
I like to do 3 plants in a little row. And then so the next bed here we have lots of celery. Looking really good. This is definitely the best celery we've ever grown. Doing really well. Leaf lettuce going to seed here. And we've got some of the extra hot peppers. I believe these are one of the cayennes, perhaps. Just starting to flower over here. Then we've got some asparagus. Below the asparagus, we have, can you show that?
Oh, yes. The rhubarb.
Little rhubarb plant. We've cut it back so that the peppers and stuff could do well. And then we've got the red vein sorrel. Some more sorrel, more perennial greens. And then we've got a corn section down here.
This is all glass gem corn.
Really good, already taller than me. We planted this probably a month later than the other first corn we showed. So this one's just starting to get the tassels and start forming some corn. Let's see, got some older Egyptian onions here. Already got some seeds from those. Some parsley. And then our Swiss chard section, which has struggled a little bit, but a few of the plants are doing pretty good. And we've got a bunch of borage that's kind of gone crazy. It's looking pretty good. And here's our, what was formerly a beautiful
artichoke.
Yeah, artichoke flower is now starting to form seeds, so we're letting it sit there to dry out. And then this final bed, actually I guess less the last row here. So we got more borage. It's kind of been a volunteer, started from seed, and lots more shiso, of course.
Some red acre cabbage in here, carrots, random carrots. Obviously strawberries.
Yeah, we got a few strawberries at the bottom.
And celery.
More red vein sorrel. There's the celery. Some of it's going to flower, which is really great. Attracts some good beneficial insects. But lots of other celery, and then some more sorrel. Normal French green sorrel. Bush basil going to flower. We've been behind on our basil harvesting. More shiso. And then some romaines. That's, again, this is the shady section of our garden, and so that doesn't get a lot of sun, so we were kind of surprised it bolted, but these romaines we kind of had as seedlings and didn't plant out until really late. So yeah, so then the last section over here, I guess we should mention some of our flowers.
Yeah, the dahlia.
Dahlia.
Honeydew.
I think this is the only dahlia we actually planted out, right?
Yes. Which I feel like we should have planted more out.
Yeah, maybe. And we've got
Zinnia.
Orange zinnia. Beautiful. And then we've got some asters finishing up. I believe this was amaranth. It's not looking too great. This is actually milkweed. We're going to see if that survives. And then more zinnias. Beautiful. And then an orange one here. And you'll probably notice we like to let some specific weeds go everywhere in our garden. Here's some more dandelions. A common green we like to keep in the garden. And then let's see, another ageratum. Really beautiful little flowers. And we've got some really sad teddy sunflowers that gotten absolutely destroyed by the beetles.
We had a little bit of time with them. They bloomed and it was good, but it didn't last long.
Right. Oh, this is a really cool plant too. This is a moonflower. So this is also our main strawberry section, which we've thinned out recently because we basically had lots of extra plants and hardly any space. So we thinned out some plants and moved some strawberries to some new sections.
We do have a video of that on the channel, or it's coming soon, so
Yep.
keep an eye out for that.
More teddies that are looking really sad. Teddy sunflowers. And a nice looking zinnia here. And then our kiwis. Got a trellis started finally for those. It's running up really nicely.
That is going to wrap up the tour for this month. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and we will see you next time.
See ya!